Hi YouTube, I'm here today to talk to you about the differences between the iPhone 4S and the iPhone 5. The iPhone 4S is to the right, the iPhone 5 is to the left, and that will be apparent in just a second as I go through the major differences with you between the two phones. One of the differences that you can probably see up close is just the screen. The iPhone 5 is a bit longer in its build, a bit taller than that of the iPhone 4S, which means you'll get more screen when you watch movies and things of that sort. You watch YouTube videos, things like that. You will probably appreciate the taller screen and wider screen. Another difference you can notice as a result of the taller and wider screen is that on the iPhone 5, you can have 5 icon rows plus the icon dock. With the iPhone 4S, you only get 4 rows plus the icon dock. So as you can see here, I've got my flipboard starting in the 5th row. You don't have to use the 5th row, but it's a very nice addition to the iPhone in the iPhone 5 as opposed to the iPhone 4S. One of the other noticeable differences is probably going to be the speakers. If you look at the iPhone 4S, from a distance here, you can see that with the left one in the light, that it's circular and enclosed. I don't really bother with the one on the left. It's the one on the right that gets to me because I tend to muffle the sound of the video or the song I'm listening to because I tend to put my finger or thumb directly on that speaker, and so it muffles the sound. And only when I remove it do I hear the better sound, and I'm like, oh, that's what I did. So I tend to muffle the sound on these, but the sound is muffled in and of itself. Though I think the iPhone 4S has a great sound quality, it is still muffled in some sense because the speakers, as you can see, are rather enclosed. This is not the case with the iPhone 5. Here you can notice that there are rows of little dots on both sides. That helps the sound be more amplified because there's nothing closing off the speakers. So as a result, you're going to have better sound in play than you have on the 4S. Another difference, as you can see here, is the headphone jack that comes with the phone on the 5. The headphone jack on the 5 is at the bottom. But if you look at the 4S, if I can turn this around for you, you will notice that the headphone jack is here at the top. So as you can see, they took it from the top and they placed it on the bottom when they made the iPhone 5. So there's another little noticeable difference. With the headphone jack out of the way, you will probably be able to work out better and do things more efficiently than having it at the top directly in your face, that sort of thing. It's just a bit more subtle. The next noticeable difference consists of the adapters. If you look at the iPhone 4S, you see how wide the adapter is that will fit into the 4S. And to go along with that, I have the iPhone 4S adapter. So as you can see, it's pretty fat because it's got to go into a very big adapter opening. That's ginormous of an adapter. But if you look at the iPhone 5, you'll notice that here it is much thinner than that of the 4S. Let me take a moment to disconnect it. As you can see, take a look at that. Look at how tiny it is. It's very, very, very tiny. Not only is it tiny, it's also reversible. So you can plug it up in either direction, it doesn't matter, and it'll work. It's compatible with both sides. So that's a really neat feature they've added to their adapter in the iPhone 5. It's one of the neatest features, I think, about smartphones that will certainly place Apple above the competition because of it. That's just a little neat addition that they've done in it. These are some noticeable differences as we've seen, but there's actually one large difference that we have not covered, and that is the backing. You probably guessed that. But if you turn over the 4S and you notice that it's a glass back, which means that you're prone to break it because, of course, glass breaks. And so that was a problem with iPhones of the past, is that if you took your phone and you just dropped it on tile or some surface that's not as hard as cement or concrete, you would probably still crack the back. This has been resolved in the iPhone 5's aluminum backing. It is made, of course, of aluminum. As you can see, the differing color there. And as a result, you're probably not going to damage your back if you drop it. Now, of course, aluminum is prone to scratching, and that's been an issue with iPhone 5s. The earliest ones that were produced had a scratch on the coating here and there. And so that's going to be your biggest problem. But if you don't really care about whether your back is scratched or not, the iPhone 5 will be great because it doesn't have the glass. So it's not as prone to breaking as the 4S was before it. These are the major differences between the iPhone 4S and the iPhone 5. Though there is one more, and I will show you that now. If you go into your weather app, and the weather app is going to be where the difference lies. So if you click on the weather app, and I'm trying to do this here with a single finger, here you can notice with Cupertino, you'll notice that the weather app shows you everything, but it does so vertically. That is that if you click on a day, let's say I click on, I don't know, Sunday, you can see that it'll give you the various temperatures as each hour of the day passes. Well, things are a little different with the weather app in the iPhone 5. So if you go to the weather app here, and you go over here, you will notice that unlike the iPhone 4S's weather app that's vertical, the iPhone 5's weather app is what? Horizontal. That is that you go from what? You go from left to right instead of from up to down. So that's a nice little feature that I've noticed about the two phones and the difference in the weather app between the two. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, sound off in the comments. Take care, enjoy your iPhones, and I will be back to bring you more differences between the iPhone 4S and the iPhone 5. Thanks.